Poem 1, My Mother at 66 by Kamala Das. This is a poem for a mother's love towards her daughter and the reciprocation of the same. In fact, the perspective of daughter is shown in a very detailed manner. One peculiar thing about this particular poem is it doesn't have an ending. It's a one sentence poem throughout. That's the kind of poem Kamala Das has written. I'll take you on a journey of this poem as we get extracts from this poem also. So I'll be teaching you this thing line by line so that you get exact meanings of all the words and the sentences. So the poem starts like this. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me. So the poetess is on her way to the Cochin airport and she is in a vehicle. Her mother is sitting beside her. And what is the condition of her mother? She is dozed, open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse. So she has slept off and her mouth is open. And in this stationary pose, when the poetess looks at her, she finds her mother's face has ashened up with the age. And she considers that of a corpse and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked. So, because of the no movement of the mother, she considers that she is like a dead body lying there because of her age, because she looks like a 66-year-old lady. And this pains the daughter a lot. And she wants to do away with this thought. So she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. So within the vehicle, it is completely stationary. There is no movement. The mother and daughter are sitting. The mother has dozed off and the daughter is observing her. And to do away with those negative thoughts about death of her mother, she looks outside the window of the vehicle. And there she sees, she observes the trees sprinting by. So there's a lot of action over there. And the other thing is, children are spilling out of their homes in order to play and they are very happy. So there is a contrast over here. Within the vehicle, which is on the move, there is stationariness, stillness, and the sad feeling that is there in the vehicle. Whereas outside the vehicle, there is sprinting of trees, movement of children, and all action and happiness. That's the contrast poetess has created through these lines. And then, but after the airport's security check, standing a few yards away, I looked at her again, wan, pale, as a late winter's moon. So, after the security check, her mother could no longer accompany her, and that's where the physical distance starts. The poetess moves inside for the check-in, and the mother is left over here. And there, when the poetess turns back and looks at her mother, she recognizes the pale face of her mother, the colorless face of her mother because of the aging. And she compares it with a late winter's moon. Like during the winter, the nights are very foggy. And when you see through the fog, the moon, the moon's shine is distorted. That's how she compares her mother's face. It is pale and wan, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." All I did was smile and smile and smile. So, looking at her mother, she realizes her old childhood fear. It resurfaces because in childhood, many times it happens with us that we might have been sleeping and our mother have gone somewhere for some work, and suddenly when we wake up, we don't find her around. And there's a sense of losing our mother. That kind of feeling resurfaces in the minds of Kamala Das, and she somehow tries to hide those feelings from her mother and just says, "See you soon, Amma," and has a prolonged smile to hide her emotions. The smile is for reassurance that they are going to meet again, and the smile is also to tell her mother that she is going to be taking care of herself and she is going to be well. So that's how the poetess conveys her feelings through these words about missing her mother, moving away from her mother. Thank you.